Ooh. What is up, folks? Let's get this camera working.
Please.
You shall wait. There we go. Look at this person. Beautiful. Okay. Oh, you want here. There you go. You're welcome. You are very welcome, and you don't gotta be sorry. There you go. All gone. All gone. Okay. Alright, okay, alright. Let's see, I want to move this over here. All gone. Alright, that way you guys can see the parts that I'm putting down over here, eh? Cool. Anyways, what is up? Welcome back. We're in the living room, of course. Why no Discord notification? Fixed top cam. You all can start your own HomePod live stream YouTube repair channel if you want. If you want things differently, this is how we're gonna do it. We've got 3911 here. Oh, there is one thing I do need to change here. Let's go to our audio. I do want your feedback on this. If we go properties, we're currently listening to the Sony camera microphone, and now we are using the Yeti microphone. Which one do you guys like? Do you guys like this one more, or do you like that Sony camera, that first microphone more? Let's see here. I don't know how my stuff got all messed up. There. That will work. Because what I want to do is I want to be able to zoom in. And when we zoom in, the board's going to be right about here. Perfect spot for us to work on it. The Sony was better, really? The built-in microphone on my camera is better than a purpose-built microphone. I mean, I believe it. Let's go switch that back here. Or, there's the third option. This is the microphone built into the MacBook. I'm way quieter. Well, turn up the volume. Gosh darn it. It might be that one of my microphones is just way louder than the others, and that's throwing us all off. What do you think of the MacBook microphone? You don't like the MacBook either? You like the Sony one the best? Let's go back to that one. So this is the one you like the most, huh? Well, it's got a true stereo input too. All the other microphones are they all look to be kind of mono, or at least only one channel. All right, we're back to the Sony camera. If you all like that, we're gonna stick with it. let's get some fixes underway here. You really like this microphone more. Well, I mean, I can't complain about being able to get rid of one more thing taking up desk space and USB ports. So it's interesting. I think in our office room, you guys liked the Blue Yeti more than the built-in Sony microphone. I think you guys were saying that the Sony microphone actually sounded like trash, and you could hear me really well on the Blue Yeti. But interesting that, I don't know if it's because I'm using a MacBook out here, or if it's the room, the acoustics of the room that are different. I don't know. Let's shoot some folks a couple messages. Let's get started here. We've got 3911 first. Let's let them know. Oh, and I don't have the AC on at the moment, so you can probably hear everything going on in the background right now. Very nice. A little bit of ASMR for you folks finally. It's been a while. Okay, we got 3911 messaged. Let's let Quinn know that they're up next. And that's about pretty good. You watched the new Final Destination today? You can't. Yeah, you see him everywhere now. Walking around. You can't escape it. The log trucks too, man. The log trucks. Alright, we're gonna fix that though, that's annoying. There we go. I hope the lighting at least feels a little better. Maybe? I brought another light out here. I'll probably have to add a few more. I'm going to be moving all of this to a more solid desk out here soon anyways. Lighting is better. Okay, cool. Another strange thing, because it feels darker to me. Huh. It is kind of nice not having the air conditioning going for once, though. One more light to the left. Oh yeah, absolutely. It feels really dark over here. All of the lighting is pretty much on the right side right now. I had to give my wife her light that I was using on the left-hand side back. Actually, we could probably steal that back right now. As long as I give it back to her, right? should just buy myself one of these. Okay, let's see. Does that help? Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Now we're talking. I know the lighting is good when I have to squint to see what I'm working on. Fudge. Fiddlesticks. It would help if I undid that screw, huh? Yeah, there we go. Basically looks like the office. Actually, it does now. You're right. All we need now is our zoom camera, which, I mean, honestly, with how far the top camera zooms in, might just ditch that. Because if we zoom this all the way in, and we pull the board out here, gosh darn, I mean the up close camera does get a little closer, but the quality of this video is just far better than that up close camera. It's debatable whether this is you could see what we're doing better with this. The desk and the missing mess. Yep. I'm just gonna wheel my whole desk out here, mess and all, and I'll just pop my mat back on there. You think it's good for the camera's good for the zoom? Do you like it more than the actual zoom camera? Image is better. Yeah. You like it more? Okay. CRISPR? Yeah, CRISPR's a word. That's a real word. Actually, I think it's crispier, not crisper. I might be mixing up that like DNA, that DNA bot that can rearrange your DNA. They call it CRISPR. I think you're looking for crispier. Would you get crispy, bro? I'd get crispy. Crisp me up. Modify my DNA. Make me grow hair back. That kid is making a mess, but she's living her best life and she's being good, so I can't complain. Oh, she's clapping. She's clapping to her music. Well, clapping applesauce between her hands to the music, to be more specific. She can't keep getting away with this! dude, waking up at 6 in the morning is like the best because you've got everything done for the day by the time like half the people are waking up. I like to wake up at like 4 in the morning. I like to be up super early. So that way I can knock out what needs to be done and then, well, the idea is have the rest of my day to mess around and do whatever we want, but then the HomePods came along and consumed every free moment of my life. Just the kids sitting there grunting. Are you doing the thing? €500 to fix your MacBook? What was that? Was that for the keyboard issue? Oh, you like my tool holder? Yes, thank you. It only recently occurred to me that my tools fit inside of one of those so perfectly. And it sits inside of this lamp base perfectly on top of that. It's literally a perfect fit. It sits in there and it keeps it from tipping over, or I can still spin it around if I need to. It's perfect. And then I've got all these little slots here. I can put my stick tools in there if I want. These top baskets just come in, they just end up being so handy for so many different things trying to fix HomePods. Gosh darn, we were just gonna start selling broken ones of these like this as tools on our shop. How about that? We'll start selling Nick's tools. You got yourself a tool holder? Yeah, tool. You got yourself a HomePod holder?
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. For more info, check the Home app associated with this HomePod.
I'm having trouble. That's, child, do you want to leave that area and go back to your videos? There you go. Alright. Let's see, it's time for... Ooh, Quinn's HomePod is a brick. Y'all know bricks are my favorite ones to work on here. Let's get their name up. And, oh man, where's my USB adapter? Oh boy. I haven't seen my USB adapter in a while. I could have swore I saw it over here. Oh, yes. Yes, okay. We've got our adapter. I should make more of these. But I'm behind on everything. Okay, here's what we're gonna do for, what we're gonna try for Quinn here. We're gonna connect our handy dandy 3D printable USB restore adapter. You can make them yourself, or you can buy one from me if you don't feel like trying. Frankly, I'd prefer if everybody made their own, but I'm happy to make them for people that can't or don't want to. What are you doing, kid? What are you listening to? AMD power bank at the thrift store today. Oh yeah, I find all sorts of you're expected to find all sorts of like corporate branded stuff like that. I took Chell to Value Village yesterday, and there was like a $5 bag of like Skype branded stuff. There was a Skype power bank. There was actually a Chase Bank branded headphones, and then a Skype like zip up case. They all end up usually being white label semi garbage. Like they're okay products. They kind of have to be. The brand doesn't want to stick their name on a totally trash product, but most of the stuff ends up just being, like visitor center shopping kind of items, or stuff that they give to their corporate employees for free. Let's get a screen share going so you can see my terminal. Oh, that's a big terminal. I don't think it needs to be that big, hey? There we go. Alright, let's try the magic. Let's try the magic commands. And what's it got? Shuffle hands, what is up? Oh, it was Shuffle Hands that that found the power bank. I didn't even notice that. I'm blind. Stefan and Shuffle's hands. How can we make this easier to read? Am I actually getting older? Do I actually need to zoom the screen in now? Oh no. Would you look at that? It is successfully restoring. We are past the point where most hardware error issues would cause an error. It's going to take another 10 to 20 minutes for it to finish up, so we're going to scooch this off to the side and pull out the next repair while we wait for this one to finish up. If I can. I think I took the wrong power cord here. Yeah, you know what? I did. I'm gonna cancel this and I'm gonna use a different power cord so I can put this over there. Alright. How long until the child fixes a HomePod? Probably another two-ish years, I'd say. Oh, it's not just you guys I mix up all the time. That's a me problem. I mix all sorts of people up all the time. Let's see, 3977. No power. Alright. Let's get their name up there. Next to Quinn. Alright, let's message the next repair coming up here too. That's Aaron. All right. You think I should charge $100 for bricks because it looks nicer? It'll get there. I'm sure of it. Chell, that's the back of the iPad. There's no screen there. Alright, so we've got no power, no lights, no nothing. The usual power draw from the wall for a dead diode on the amplifier. Let's get it fixed. Oh, why are you all tangled up? And you're browsing the internet? There you go. Oh, that kid took a stinker. I can smell it. Come here, bucko. Oh, it smells like something. Stinker. Can you say I poo-pooed? Chuck. Hey. Hey. Say it. Ooh. to learn the toilet. Okay. The child has been de-stinked. Okay. What? You can go. Hey, we've got restore finished on Quinn's HomePod. Let's see if it works. Alright. Quinn is restored. We'll test it over the next day or so and make sure there wasn't a hardware issue that made it act up here before we knock out the hardware maintenance if they requested it. You can't find an Airport Express in Serbia? That's actually pretty surprising. Didn't think those would be that hard to find there. All right. That kid is so tired. Do you want a bottle? Do you want a baba? Would this baby like a baba? I'll make you one. You can drink it. bottle for the child. import tax or duties or duty fees. It depends on where you are. You will pay. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba ba. Ba 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 ba. You remember when I could do a HomePod in 10 minutes? I don't know about 10 minutes. 10 minutes is 10 minutes. I don't think we've ever done one that fast. I think our record was like 12 to 15 minutes. But there's a difference between when my wife is out with the kid and I've only got until she gets home before we've got to go. We're not rushing here because, there's no reason to rush. I'm not waiting for anyone to get home and that's all the time we've got. We've got all the time that we need. While my wife's at work, at least. So between that and then also this table is not an ideal work surface, but we've also got the kid to watch. We gotta step away every few minutes and make sure that she's happy and not stinky or hungry. But it's a worthy compromise. Hope I'm not gonna burp in your ears tonight. Oh, I try not to. Usually. The last video you watched from us 2 years ago, we had no kid. That sounds about right. She is just about 2.5. Kind of crazy to think about it that way. Last time you watched one of our streams, which, by the way, we were, but even before my 2.5 was born, we were still fixing these on stream. It feels like no time, but so much time has passed at the same time. Half the country doesn't even have 5G coverage. Well, yeah, that's because 5G just doesn't even have as much range, first of all. You have to have more towers for the same range. Second of all, and this is kind of part of the first point too, but 5G doesn't penetrate through objects as well as 4G which doesn't penetrate as well as 3G, which doesn't, you get the point. Like, ooh, yeah, I mean, like, I didn't have a problem with my data or speeds around the 3G era, but I also wasn't pulling 4K 60 FPS YouTube content, so. $500 cigarettes. 500 cigarettes. Don't smoke, kids. Ooh, just watched a really good documentary on DARE, the drug abuse resistance education. Is that what it was? Is that what it stood for? I don't know. Watched an excellent documentary on more or less how nefarious DARE really was. Not to mention, it just didn't even work in some cases. It ended up making kids more susceptible to doing drugs. And not only did they know that certain elements of the DARE training program increased the likeliness of children trying drugs or abusing drugs, but they left those parts knowing those parts were increasing the risk in the program. And not just that, but they were all giddy about the fact that it was getting kids to report on their parents. Crazy stuff, man. It was in up to 75% of the school districts in its prime. At least half of you have gone through school with some sort of DARE program involvement. That's just crazy.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. For more info.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. We got this one all fixed up. Apparently the DARE program is back, and they fixed all the problems, and they did take a serious, it does look like it is a legitimate improvement over past iterations. But what it was pretty awful. I'll say that. Go look up the who did this. Let me go find them. YouTube. Is it Chupel? Is that the name of the channel? Chupel? Just look up DARE, the real reason cops told you about drugs. Excellent documentary. Alright, so we've got Aaron here now with some kind of bad bass. Let's take a quick listen and evaluate for ourselves here. After this, we've got David, big number 4,000. Yes, we have certainly fixed at least, if not way more than 4,000 HomePods by now, but as I say, the number here above people's names, or in some cases it is their name, loosely represents the number of repairs we've done. So off the record, we've easily done at least another 1,000 between all the ones we've bought, fixed, and resold, or all the ones that people haven't submitted a repair request for or didn't want streamed or documented whatsoever. In any case, on the record, we are just about at 4,000 HomePods here. So let's get
I'm having trouble connecting.
Aaron. Ooh. Sounds like they've got some bad DC filters. I'm sure if we left it on and running long enough, it'd start death farting on us. So let's get that fixed up and maintained. Is it true that there is no... I don't know why the Discord bot did not post in the Discord channel. Alright, let's see. Did we message Aaron? We did. So let's message David. And then we will hop into this here. Alright, let's begin. Well, and unfortunately the Discord bot is fighting a losing battle trying to notify people when I start a live stream, because YouTube's notifications are horribly broken, as you all know, which is why people want the Discord bot to work. But the Discord bot's relying on the same system that's sending you the broken notifications. What is there to do? I guess we could set up a virtual machine in the cloud that runs an AI agent that's constantly refreshing my channel and waiting for the moment where something pops up live, and then posts a message in the Discord server if we feel like burning a bottle of water every hour doing it, waiting for the moment we go live. Compare my earliest videos to the latest in terms of finger strength. Well, I don't know how much of that you're gonna get, how much finger strength you're gonna get out of that versus skill and technique. Oh. That kid's getting loopy. She's doing somersaults. She's rolling around. She's 2 seconds from passing out. Her eyes are rolling in the back of her head. And then there's Dad being a dick, being loud and obnoxious. First HomePod gave you blisters? Oh, I believe that, man. It took me like, what, an hour or two just to get this thing off my first time? I never fathomed I was going to be offering a full-time repair service for these things after working on my first one, let alone ever taking another one apart. But I finished getting in it. I fixed it. It felt so good fixing it that I had to do more. It got addicting. And it was like I could get my hands on how many of these for how little money, and it takes what, $1 in parts to make it work again? You're telling me I could fill my whole house with like a few dozen HomePods for a fraction of the price? Sign me up. These hands were made for fixing, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these hands are gonna fix all over you. Have I ever had to flat out refuse service to someone? Oh yeah, all the time. We get it all the time. It's probably not quite the answer you were thinking, but we get people asking us to fix usually it's HomePod minis and AirPods that we have to turn down. Because there's already, for the AirPods, hey, I'm trying to talk. Do you mind? Alright, well I'm gonna let her explain for a minute. But anyways, the AirPods, there are already so many other people out there fixing them. In general, if there's another shop out there with clearly more experience than myself offering a repair service for something that someone wants us to try to fix, I'm gonna nudge them towards the shop with more experience. The HomePod minis are usually just a straight up no, because they end up taking more time than a full-size HomePod to work on, which means logically I'd need to charge at least, if not more, to work on them than a full-sized HomePod. And no one's gonna want to pay that. No one wants to pay $60 to $90 to get a mini fixed when they can buy 2 or 3 more used ones for that much. And that's kind of what I want people to do instead. As much as I don't want them throwing away the broken minis, I'll offer to give them a couple bucks for it in a shipping label if it keeps it out of the trash. But I don't like working on the minis, and I generally don't bother with them. I'll turn those down. I get AirPods all the time. I turn those down, but I referred them to Joe's Joe's Shack or something. Joe's Headphone Shack. I can't remember their name. But they're the only ones you can get AirPods parts from. So and they offer a repair service for the cost of the part. It just makes sense to get their repair service and refer them. Plus, I've got so many, we're so busy with all the HomePods, it would be silly for us to set everyone back so far when we're so busy at the moment. Sure, in the near future, when if they have to, right? The HomePods are going to have to slow down. But then we can start worrying more about taking on things that we didn't really feel like we had the time to work on. And it's kind of crazy to be saying that, 2 to 3 years ago maybe, if you had asked me that, I would have been like, yeah, give me whatever you can throw at me. And I don't care. But now I have to be just a little pickier, and one of the main reasons being that I just don't have the time for it is kind of crazy to me. Just because of how many of these HomePods keep showing up. How do the Gen 1 and Gen 2 differ from fixing? I don't like talking about the second gens. There's enough teardowns between my content and other content out there. You can be the judge of how different they are. They are clearly different on the inside. They don't share anything. But the thing that sucks with them is that they cut the drawstring too short. You see us pull the drawstring tight on the first gens. And that's a matter of seconds. That same deal on the second gen is now a 10 to 30 minute ordeal, depending on how nice you want to make it look. Some people got away with gluing extra length to the end of the drawstring before cutting it, so that way they can pull it back short, but I have tried and had no such luck. And then the design internally is just so different that there's no issues that they share in common. 'Cause I mean that's like asking what kind of issues do a 1990 Toyota Corolla and a 2010 Toyota Corolla have in common. And it's like, well, yeah, the tires can go bald, the oil gets old and needs to be replaced, general maintenance things that apply to an car, but the platform specific issues aren't shared between each other because they're just so different. And in addition to that, the second gens that we have had in, it's been quite a mix of whether we can even fix it or not. Very, very many of these first gens, especially with no power, it's just a small component here or there. But a handful of these second gens with no power that I've had, like they've almost always been a different cause. And then sometimes the issue will cause further damage, i.e. that second gen we looked at a few months ago with no power. We got it, we fixed it, we got it turning on, but it was just boot looping and it wouldn't produce any sound or let you factory reset. So it was like we fixed the power issue, but the power issue seemed to have already taken its toll. I mean, what was it? We saw upwards of 20 to 40 watts of power being drawn straight into the main CPU. Almost certainly where it wasn't supposed to be going. So I can't say I was surprised at the results. As soon as we saw that power draw, I wasn't feeling optimistic about being able to fix it. How many operational HomePods do I have at the moment? Not very many. I used to actually have like between 30 and 50 at any given moment. But along the same vein, we just got so busy we couldn't keep up with the demand for parts, and I ended up having to more or less take apart almost all of my personal HomePods to keep up with repairs over the years. I've currently got 3 operational first generations currently in use. I've also got 2 second gens with touch panels disconnected because the touch panels are busted. And they work just fine without the touch panel. I don't need it. And then I've got I've probably got a dozen minis that all work, just because I can get them. Like if you watch eBay, you can usually get one for like $20 or less. It's crazy. And then half the broken minis don't even actually have a problem. I just had to plug them into my Mac and restore the software, and they spring right back to life. But that's only half the story. Like, had I not had an alternative to my loss of HomePods, I would probably never have given them up in the first place. I probably would have made everybody wait as long as it took for me to get the parts on hand to fix their stuff, and I would have maintained my personal collection of however many HomePods I had. The reason why I let so many of them eventually go was because I fell in love with the SingCell Alpha. Those things, sure, they're 10 times as expensive as a HomePod, but I shit you not, when it sounds more than 10 times as one HomePod. More than 10 times better than one HomePod, I should say. I love the SingCell Alphas as much as more than I like the HomePods. The HomePods are not to say, like, they're incredible for the size and the price and what they are and what they can do. But the guy that made them left and started Sing and showed the world how, you know, if they had no restrictions and wanted to make it the way that they really wanted to, here's what we were gonna do. You got yourself a basketball-sized speaker with two force-opposing active subwoofers. It's just and the frequencies that it can reach. It can hit so low, and it's so clean how it does it. Really? Really, this is... Say hi.
Hi,
Say hello.
Hello.
Say hello. Say hi. Is that you? Is that you right there? Can you see yourself? Yeah. She's gonna show you her stuff. She said, look at my sit and spin. I like to stand and spin on it. Where's the cat? The cat's giving me some grumpy looks. Where's the cat? There's the cat. Alright, it doesn't want to focus. There it is. Atlas! Atlas! Say Atlas! Atlas the kitty cat. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Kitty cat, where are you? That kid was born with a full head of hair, my guy, let me tell you. Born with more hair than I've ever had my whole life. Except for when I was born. When I was born, I had as much hair as that kid did too. I don't know what happened. Must have been all the x-ray machines I was playing with at the e-waste center when I was in middle school. Uh-oh. I don't know what she's doing. Did you poop again? It kind of smells like it. It hasn't even been, what, an hour? You're getting too old for these... Nah, if I showed you guys, if I had my hands on any of my baby photos, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between that, whether it was my kid or me. It's insane. It is it is insane how similar this kid looks to me, but with more hair and maybe a few more pounds too. I need to eat more. Oh, she is absolutely physically capable of escaping that pen. She just hasn't fully realized that she can just hop right out yet. Either that or she's just a really good kid and she's choosing not to leave it because she knows she needs to stay in there. She's bad though. I don't believe it. Look at this kid. Look at what she's doing. She's trying. You better not. Did you find it? Hey, that's my phone. Give that back. Ring, ring. Say hello. Say hello. Say ring, ring, hello. Can you say hello, YouTube?
Hi, too.
Yeah? Hello. Say.
Yeah.
Can you say HomePod?
HomePod?
Yeah?
Yay!
Yeah!
Yeah, HomePod.
Yeah! Uh-oh, she got her iPad. Uh-oh, she's in the control center. Yeah, get out of there. iPad baby, iPad baby, iPad baby! Yep, she's got her tablet now. She'll probably stop engaging for a while until she gets bored of that. You were gonna fall asleep, kid. What happened? Are you gonna take a nap? Everyone's an iPad baby nowadays. More or less, I don't know. I don't know. We didn't even let her have anything like that until she turned, well, actually until like about a few months ago. And then We let her have it when she behaves. It's not a knee-jerk reactionary kind of tool that we use to placate her whenever we don't want to watch her. But she does need to be somewhat familiar with technology. And it's a lot better than what my mom did to us as kids, which was just throw us in front of the TV and make us watch the same, 10 VHSs or DVDs, right? It's incredible how fast she has picked up, like, navigating and swiping between things and I mean, I can't keep it away from her for at least any more or less than the time that my wife and I spend on our phones. That wouldn't be fair. But as long as she's not watching absolute brain rot,
I'm having trouble connecting.
then I'm happy to throw the iPad at her every once in a while so she can learn it, be familiar with it. And oh, this one, they want it colored. They either wanted it colored, or I think this was the one that they wanted to switch to black and then they changed their minds on. I'll double check that before we ship it off. Look at that. 4,000. HomePods. And of course it is your standard no power repair. We got no lights, no nothing, a couple of watts from the wall. I am going to take just a brief moment. I will be right back. Make sure that kid doesn't get herself into trouble, eh? Can I trust y'all? Kid, be good.
Oh, look. I like this. I know. Show it. See. Show me now. Show. Awesome.
Oh, let me grab something. Oh boy! You know what's after this HomePod? I told you I was. Where's Shuffle Hands? He better still be here. What is the oldest manufactured HomePod I have? I've got... How many prototypes do I have? I think I have 3. Yeah, I've got 3 prototypes. They're all pre-production units. None of them too early. They're all still basically the exact same design. Different software running on some of them. I've also got a 4th one that was a store demo unit. You can't reset it or anything. Every time you try it, just boots right back up into demo mode. We're going to be finishing this freaking Bose equalizer. We're on the home stretch for this thing. So we just need to trim our long legs here and then make sure we don't have any other cold joints, clean it up, and then put it back together, and it's good to go. So let's get this freaking 4,000th HomePod fixed, and then we'll move on to that Bose equalizer. And if we can get that Bose equalizer finished before my wife gets home, I have a good feeling about that, then we're going to move on to that iPod and see if we can't get it finished up today too. Alright, here we go. No, I'm not doing a house tour. I can't, there is no clear path through this house to give you a tour. It is a mess. It is a disaster. I'm trying to make my eviction worth it. No, I'm just kidding. I got holes in the walls, mold in the fridge, rats in the walls. Do you want something other than an internet browser, kid? Here. Oh, I forgot about the roaches. I got so used to the roaches I didn't even bother mentioning those. And then the diapers. The diapers. Just like that one SpongeBob episode where there's more diapers than... What do you want? What's up? You've got words, you can use them. Huh? What's up?
No, you may not.
You want what? You didn't even finish your last one. I don't know if I should give you another. iPod baby, first words were Have I ever merged between different HomePods Frankenstein style? So, if you watch my teardown, which I'm gonna put it on my gravestone. Here lies the man that was the world's first at tearing down the second-gen HomePod. Live on stream for you, for your entertainment and education. I paid out of pocket for a second gen the moment you could pre-order one, and I ran to Best Buy the moment I could pick it up, and I immediately got home and threw on the camera and started streaming. Anyways, heck, I'm gonna stick a freaking monitor in my gravestone and have that on replay. How about that? Inside and out, they are so different. There isn't a single screw or speaker that you could swap between the two without extreme modification. And by that I mean the only thing that you could technically replace with some modification are the subwoofers. Even then they have a different number of screws, so it's just going to be so janky just for the same exact performance as far as the subwoofer. The speakers are different size and shape, different connection. The shell on the inside is different. It's all different. There would be really no rhyme or reason to bother without it basically sounding the same and looking worse in the process. Oh, especially not the logic board. Like I said earlier, you're basically talking about taking the parts from a 1990 Toyota Corolla and trying to make it work in a 2010 Toyota Corolla. Except it's worse. Unlike that, where you might be able to take the lug nuts or the brake pads, you can't take a single screw. Not a single screw is the same. It's even a millimeter shorter. The boxes aren't even the same size. Dang it, you can't use a second gen box to ship a first gen without possibly damaging it. And still so many people do it. Yeah, there is one part that is exactly the same. One single part, and that is this gasket right here for the ribbon cable passing through the speaker ring. The ribbon cable is different, the screws are different, everything else is different. This is exactly the same. Crazy. They did. That was absolutely why they saw the writing on the wall with the first generation despite their best efforts. And this is all my speculation. This is my guess what went down. They spent years and years and years and a lot of money developing the first generation HomePod. It ended up costing $249 per HomePod just in raw material cost in like manufacturing. That's not including support, shipping, paying employees, all that other stuff. It's just the materials that go into the HomePod. $249. And then they discontinued it after a year or two. That's insane, especially for a product where it seems like their goal was to sell it for a few years without updates, and the idea was as customers would buy one or two now, and then one or two more later, and then another one or two more later, over and over again, so that you can slowly build out your whole home audio without worrying about half the setup being deprecated and having to replace them. Or like if one goes bad, you can just take it to the store and you can replace it with another or get it fixed, and there you go. But they saw the writing on the wall. Despite their best efforts, they didn't catch some of the major issues that these do have, and they decided to discontinue it, go back to the drawing board, and more or less come up with a cheaper way to make a very similar product. They heard that people really liked it, and they tried to figure out how to cut down the manufacturing cost while increasing the reliability and without, it would reduce cost, increase reliability, or at least address the problems that people kept having with the first gens, instead of having to recall them all and repair them. And I think that's the case, because you look at the second gen, it's been out for, if I'm not mistaken, a lot longer than the first gen was before it was discontinued. The rumored successor isn't going to be an upgrade or a replacement. It's going to be a complement. It's going to be a HomePod. You're going to have a tablet attached to something in between a mini and a full-sized HomePod. It wouldn't make sense for them to stick the audio power of a full-sized HomePod in one of these, because people aren't going to buy a bunch of them and stick them around their house. This product is intended to be a hub in the middle of your house. You have one or maybe two or three of them, and it's a benefit. It's a plus that it's got decent audio, but it's not going to be like, it's not going to be better than the full-sized HomePods. It's going to be the HomePod with a screen that everybody's been asking for, without as good of audio hardware as the HomePod that we currently have. That way, people are still inclined to spend the money on a bunch of big HomePods to fill their house out, and the HomePad to have as a central hub with a screen in one or two rooms of their house. I'm calling it. I don't know. As far as these filters going bad and causing death farts, it's hard to say, because we don't know the original spec that they used. There is no way for us to know, even with the parts sitting in front of us, if they used a low quality capacitor or a properly rated one. That's what I think. That's why I think those filters have failed, even as far as less than a year into production. But the diode, it has nothing to do with being cheap or expensive. They just got really unlucky because there's a certain batch of them that went bad straight from the manufacturer. It's Diodes Incorporated. Like, it's a big name in the industry. They're literally named after the product that they make. And they had a couple of weeks where they weren't up to snuff. But it's all really hard to say. Was it an issue of them using lower quality components, or did they knowingly pick an under-spec'd part so that it would fail sooner than later? See, that's pretty crazy, because that would imply that there is someone at the design level that's benefiting from that kind of behavior, that kind of decision, and that it's a whole vertical corruption, all the way up to Tim. That's like, yeah, we should it'd be a coordinated effort, more or less, right? Not to mention, again, how much time and effort and money that they spent into developing the first gen. It is really crazy. just for them to throw literally the entire design away, except for the fact that the subwoofer's on top and the tweeters are on the bottom, and you've got this cylinder shape. The whole design was thrown out and completely redone. You think that them making the power supply support world voltages is what blew up in their face? See, I don't know, because the second gen, they do more or less the same thing with the second gen. It's the same hardware in and out, no matter where you buy it. Internally, it's a switching power supply, and yeah, I don't know. But you might be onto something there, because we do see and hear of more no power failures caused by the power supply overseas with 220. As opposed to 110 here, whenever it's no power, it's almost always that diode on the amplifier. Just a quality issue, control issue with that diode, but the power supply failures on 220 volts around the rest of the world, that seems perfectly plausible, as like what you were talking about. They only designed it here in the US with 110 and tried their best to make it support everything else in the same package, and they may not have been able to test that as well. I don't know. Oops. You're still awake, kid? Oh, the US plugs. The US plugs spark every once in a while when you plug it in too. That's not unique to the UK plugs. Sometimes we'll get people emailing us. I mean, it's totally normal for an appliance that draws a lot of power at first, as it charges up things on the inside. It's not uncommon to see a little sparky spark when you plug that power cord in. But I get a lot of people that mention that their HomePod gives a little sparky spark when they plug it into power. And I just gotta give them give them that little reminder, that little tidbit of info, like, yeah, that's normal. It's not a sign of anything or an indicator of anything going wrong. Those sparks will fry/blow the capacitors. No. The reason why it's sparking is called inrush current. It's all of the components inside of the HomePod demanding so much power at the same time across that one power cord that when you go to plug it in, it kind of sparks a little bit here and there. But that is absolutely not going to do any damage to the capacitors in there. Matter of fact, that part of the amplifier isn't even on until the HomePod finishes booting up and you've woken it up. How much delay is there? It's about, I think it's like 20 to 30 seconds. I'm gonna send a message in the chat. I'm gonna say test, and when I say it, that's gonna be when I send it in the chat. When I say it on video, that's gonna be when I hit send. So you'll see me send the word in the chat before you see it on stream, and that'll be the delay. 1, 2, 3, test. Hello. There are no books. No, you can't have that. No, you can't have that. You're gonna have to throw a tantrum because you cannot have that. No. No. I'm gonna get serious with you, Chell. No. Oh, you want some M&? I can do that for you. Yeah. Actually, I can't. We don't have it. No, we don't have any. That is some fake ass crying right there. That is some fake ass crying. I won't have it. Just the straight up wah wah. I don't know why this one's not fitting right. There we go. No, I don't take no fakers. We don't fake around here. I think she was just hungry, though. She's outgrowing her bottle, of course. But you can't just eat M&Ms and cookies and popcorn all day. You gotta have some real food. My mom would have given me a reason to cry, yeah. Nah, there's so many other things to try before there's a need to beat the kid up. There's usually a logical reason why the kid is crying and upset. and beating their ass for it's not gonna help nothing except make you maybe feel better about yourself. And I mean, that's just anger issues that you need to work out with yourself. If you can't hold yourself back from beating your kid. Look at that. It's booting up. You guys can barely see it booting up because we got so much freaking lighting out in here. This shouldn't even be me teaching you. This should just be basic common sense. I'm not teaching you guys anything here. This should just be like the default, like, well, yeah, duh, dude. I thought we were getting past this as like a society, right? But then I talked to friends and friends is like and then people like your age that are like, yeah, my mom would have beat me if I did that. And it's like, are you serious? Look at how messed up I came out. My mom beat my ass as a kid, and look at us now. All right. Y'all want to fix a hose equalizer? God, the Bose. You guys have ruined me. Not the hose. It's a Bose equalizer. Bose. 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 Soviet parents be like that. Oh yeah. Yeah, I bet. Only real ones get the belt. Jeez. Alright, let me find, this is gonna be pretty easy. But I just need to find some clippers. I found some clippers. I believe, yep, we got all the electrolytics replaced. Very good. And then we just need to make sure there aren't any other cold joints so we can clean this up. Hey, what are you watching, kid? Okay. Ah, the classic. Sneaking the devices away from the folks. Yep. Yep, been there, done that. Okay, I want to make these look a little prettier. It's kind of ugly. Oh, that's much better. Alright, there was one pad that gave up there. I had to run a trace wire. Well, not really a trace wire. I was able to reuse the leg from the capacitor to extend that towards the trace and work around that busted up pad. Can't be too surprised with the age of this thing that it's got one or two going out. Everything else is, we'll go ahead and clean this up and we can take a better look at it and make sure that it's all ready to go. I might need my toothbrush for this. These are pretty pokey. Oh, the the English muffin. It's like the punishment wasn't to teach us anything. It was purely so they could satisfy themselves with an answer finally, instead of just leaving it unanswered. And like, not to mention, like, why is it such a big deal that someone's eating food? Is it not okay to eat food when you're hungry? Is that what you're trying to teach us? That's not gonna work. So then we can always brush all that off. Gosh darn if the toughest part of this isn't cleaning it up. One more pass and I think that will be very nice.
Huh? Where? Where are you going? Baby? Huh? Where? Go.
Very nice. We got separation between those two. Okay. We don't need to put this all the way back together yet, but I do want it enough to try it out here. Alright, cool. Got that all back in there. There's a little more schmoo on the top half here I want to clean up real quick. Oh geez. Oh, can you wait just a second and then I'll come in there and hang out with you. How about that? You want cuddles and hugs? You want some cuddles and hugs? Do you want a hug? Alright, folks. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here and give this kid some love. I hope you all enjoyed this live stream repair, and I'll catch you in the next one. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. There you go. Yeah, bye-bye. We might be back later today. If I can get this kid to sleep at a reasonable time, we'll come back and fix some more stuff, but I gotta take care of this kid first, you know. We gotta... Yeah. Yeah. I can't not, you know, so... I will hopefully see you guys in a little bit. If not, then I hope to catch you in any case in the next one